is Leonie. I'm a first year student at Wharton, and I'm also one of the presidents of the Wharton Women in Business Club, which we call WWIB. And I am super excited to be here today, taking over MBAchic's Instagram and telling you a bit about my experience so far. So I'm an international student from Ghana. Right before Wharton, I was actually living and working in Ghana. I was running a product design business. I have a background in architecture design. So this is for anyone that is from non-traditional background and is thinking about an MBA, there's definitely a path and you can definitely do it. As I mentioned earlier, I'm also one of the WWIB presidents, along with two of my favorite people, Devon Cross and Elizabeth Saunders. And we are super excited to lead the club next year and make sure that the women at Wharton have all the support they need.
Than 500 that are CEOs or women, and so it's not a stat you've heard before. I want you to envision what that looks like. So there are 40-ish in the room today. 5% would be how many?
Right, so what does that mean? What that means is that there are 6 inclusive leadership traits that we're going to walk through today and talk about for the rest of our time that you can bring back to your schools, bring to the workplace as you graduate in order to demonstrate inclusive leadership.
MBAs to match the number of men with MBAs in upper management. But look at this. Of Fortune 500 companies, there's 34% that have an MBA, the CEOs. But for the women, it's 70%.
Or 80% of the students think now we've got this, we have to keep it. So from there, our problem at our school might be totally different than the problems you guys are facing. And so Daniel's going to talk a little bit more about that.
Lead to cultural change. And then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. That cultural change will then reinforce gender parity. I can't stress for you how meaningful it was for me to experience gender parity. And I want all of you to experience.
Okay, so I'll start off with answering some of the questions that have come in. First is, what is your favorite class? This semester, my favorite class, hands down, is negotiations. We simulate negotiations during every class. Our professor is hilarious, and we kind of go through the process, learn about our negotiating styles. I am a compromiser, which is someone that is always looking to find the middle ground and not necessarily engage in long dialogue. And yeah, that's me to a T. So it's a great class taught by Professor Eric Max, who's a lawyer. And last week, we actually had an arbitration simulation in class where we brought in a real arbitrator and argued in front of him. It was hilarious, but also just a great learning experience. So if you're coming to Wharton, negotiations is a class that you have to do with Eric Max. So the second question is, do we have time for entrepreneurship as students at Wharton? And the answer is yes. As you might know, some of the most famous companies have actually been started by Wharton MBAs, one of them being Warby Parker. And I myself, I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm actually still running my business. We make handcrafted wooden products in Ghana. And even though I'm in Philadelphia right now, I coordinate with my team every day, and I have a lot of support from other students here and the entrepreneurship department here. There's opportunities to apply for funding for your idea, and also to get fellows to help you out, and a huge plethora of resources here for entrepreneurs. So the way that the school coordinates that and breaks us down so that we have like a same experience here, especially as first years, is that we're first broken up into clusters. There's 4 clusters: cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3, cluster 4, and then each cluster has 3 cohorts. And what happens, so each cohort ends up being about 70 people. And what happens is that you take all your core classes with your cohort in your first semester. And this is a great chance to kind of get to know each other and have stability in that first semester. We also then have within our cohorts learning teams, which is a group of 6 people, and you're put together to do some assignments together, as well as in the first week of class we have orientation and things like that. First month, sorry, we have orientation and we do all those activities with the learning team. So that's how that works. All right, great, we're on the roll. Fourth question is, how good are the finance classes at Wharton, and do you really have networking opportunities? So I am taking corporate finance at the moment. This is my first official finance class at Wharton. It's been great. I can tell you now about CAPM and the security market line and what beta is, and these are all things that I didn't know before. What I really like about the approach here is that we go through the formulas and the hard stuff, but then we also talk a lot about how that applies in the real world and like what's happening with stock and real-time tracking, and the professors really make a big effort to make us understand how this translates to kind of day-to-day life or the work that we'll be doing later on in a way that's relatable and tangible. So Wharton has been known for finance for a long time, so definitely have great classes here. I probably won't take that many finance classes because I'm not planning to be a finance major, but I have many friends that are in finance and they love the classes. The second part of the question was about networking opportunities here at Wharton. Everyone talks about the MBA as a chance to really network, and honestly, obviously I thought it was, just something slick that people say to get people interested and into the program, but it's a huge part, and there are so many opportunities. So beyond just like meeting your classmates, your classmates are incredible. They've done everything. They've been, you have people that have been managers that have had very little experience, but everybody brings a wealth of information and experience to the table. So that's the first step. And then we also, we get to meet alumni, we get to participate in conferences and things like that. Last week, I got a chance to sit at a lunch with the executive board of Wharton, which is basically some of the biggest names in our alumni database, and I got to meet the head of McKinsey US. I'll be in McKinsey as a summer consultant in New York, and so he's in my office and he was like, "Hi, very pleased to meet you. Make sure you hit me up when you get there so we can have coffee or lunch." So that was a big deal, and so the answer is opportunities are there. If you're the type of person that is ready to take them on, you will have so many opportunities to network, but it definitely, Wharton makes it easy for that to happen for you. All right, so now I'm gonna leave home and go to school. I will take you along to some of my classes. We'll have midday lunch sessions, which is when we have speakers come into campus to speak. And get ready for the ride and enjoy.
We start with ethics and corporate responsibility, which is at the left. That is the foundation of our other 4 focus areas. But you can see